Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today we get to take a look at the 2025 Mini Cooper. This is the JCW Convertible. Huge shout out to Hendrick Mini for providing this vehicle for me today. Take a look at their website. That link is down in the description below. This Mini is finished off in an exclusive Legends Gray, and it has an MSRP just over $50,000. Now this is powered by the 2-liter twin power turbo 4-cylinder engine. It's paired to a 7-speed dual clutch automatic and pumps out 228 horsepower, 280 pound-feet of torque. That power sent to the front wheels, propelling this 3,200 pound convertible from 0 to 60 in 6.2 seconds. It has a top speed of 152 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 11.6 gallons. You'll expect to see 26 miles per gallon in the city, 35 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 98.2 inches. Its overall length is 152.6. It has a width of 68.7, a height of 57.2, and its ground clearance measures in at 5 inches. Now, as we take a look at the exterior styling, you'll notice it has a really nice design, especially with the gloss black design for the entire surround on the grille. Now, right in the middle, there's a sensor for the distance pacing. There's also parking sensors, a forward-facing camera too. You'll notice the John Cooper Works badge on the driver's side there, and then there's a lot of cutouts running throughout to provide cooling to the engine. This also has LEDs for all of the lighting. You'll notice too there's more gloss black for the surrounds of the hood around those headlight housings, and then the Mini badge is front and center. Now this model also has a graphic on the hood that kind of fades as it gets to the lower section. A little bit hard to see with the lighting right now, but it's a great accent for that. Now as we work our way to the side, you'll notice there's gloss black for the lower bumper, which works its way to the fender arches. And this has a really nice set of multi-spoke wheels. With John Cooper Works for the wheel cap, it's also on the red brake calipers too. Now there's more gloss black for the lower side skirt. It's also on the side mirrors, which have a camera and a turn signal. And of course, with the convertible down, it has a great look to it. This does have a soft top for the convertible, which also has the British flag on it. Now, if I hold on the lock button, you can actually raise this top up. If you hold on unlock, that is how you can lower it from outside the vehicle. So pretty neat that you can do that. And it doesn't take all that much time. Now you do have two different stages. You can stop right there where you have that open sunroof, or you can continue all the way to completely close it, as well as having all 4 windows go up. And then you'll notice that flag again for the soft top, and we can take a look at it with the top up. This also has power folding side mirrors, as you can tell. So once we work our way to the back now, there's a third brake light. You do have the rear glass here. LEDs for the taillights with the British flag integrated into that design too. There's also a backup camera, all of the parking sensors, and then you'll notice for the 25-year model, there's now a single exit exhaust, which this does have remote start. So you can just triple tap on the lock button in order to do that. And then you'll notice more gloss black in the lower diffuser with all of the fins there. Now, as we work our way to the cargo space, you'll notice with the convertible, this actually has more of a pickup truck tailgate, which has a payload. So you can place about 176 pounds on this, so you could sit on it if you were under that weight and just use this as a table, just depending on what you need to do, which is nice. With the convertible top too, it doesn't hinder any of the space. It actually folds up above this, so you have that amount of height to place items in the back. You can also fold down the back seats too, just to give yourself a little bit more storage. So for a convertible, still pretty practical for any smaller items that you may have. Now, as we work our way to the interior, this does have proximity door handles there. Really nice design for the release handle. There's lock and unlock, along with a really neat design in that plastic there. There's the mirror adjustments, window controls, which you can do all 4 with the push of 1 button there. And then there's the liftgate release, or the tailgate there, and a little bit of storage. You'll notice John Cooper Works down on the door sill. This has memory seats, power folding seats too, which have a really nice design to them, especially with this texture here. Now, in order to get into the back seats, we do have a leather pull strap. Different than the Coupe, which has an actual handle that you can release, but it has the same function, moving forwards out of the way there. And then as I hop into the back, of course it's going to be a little bit tight. You can move these seats as needed. You do get a little bit of storage there. You get one cup holder with a little bit more storage. And at my height, 5'10", I actually have maybe 3 inches, 2 or 3 inches of headroom here. When you put the top down, of course, you have no head restrictions there, but honestly, it's not that bad. You sit a little bit upright. I have a somewhat of an armrest here too, so I could ride around town if I really needed to be in the back here. So it's practical for that aspect. Not all that hard to hop out of either. And when you put the backrest back, the seat is going to slide into its original position. Now this has a perforated and a solid leather steering wheel. There's also paddle shifters on both sides, cruise control settings. On the right side, there's volume. You have music, Bluetooth and voice commands, a favorites button, and then a neat strap design for the lower section there. But with my foot on the brake, let's start this up just by twisting this to the right. Take a listen to how this sounds. And coming back to the gauge cluster now, you'll notice there's no traditional gauge cluster right here, but you do get a head-up display, which is currently showing miles per hour. There's also power, fuel, speed limit, and your miles per hour. Now you can push on this favorites button in order to look at some shortcuts within the head-up display, so that way you can go through those as needed and customize them. Now on the left side, all you have is one air vent. Really neat pattern running across the entire dash, going to this diagram over here along with a leather strap, and there's vents right in the middle. But you mainly have all of your information in this large circular infotainment system. Now on the home screen here, you have fuel up top along with your range. There's also a power button for the climates, as that's the screen we're on right there. And then you have power, miles per hour, and the speed limit sign. Now you have a lot more to go through. You have different driver profiles, and you have some shortcuts in the lower section. So you can get back to the climates there. You can also get into music. If you push on the 6 squares, you have a lot more icons that you can scroll through. It looks like there's an always open timer for the top. So that is pretty interesting to see. You can set that up. If you live in some nice climates, you can have that on basically all the time and ready to go. You have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. There's a drive recorder too, exterior lighting, interior lighting, navigation. You have quite a lot here that you can go through. Now, if I push on home again, you can actually go through the rest of this information just by swiping left and right. I really like the user interface to go through all this information. So you have quite a lot that you can get into. You can also pull up the nav in full screen and then get into your phone when you have that paired. Now you'll notice on the left side and the right side, we do have adjustments for temperature, as well as the heated seats and heated steering wheel. So you can quickly go through all of that information. Now underneath that, there's power and volume, and you do get different experiences. So just by pushing on this toggle up or down, you can go through all of these. And you'll notice that they will play that animation there along with having a different gauge cluster setup. So these are all of the driving modes basically. With go-kart being essentially sport mode, you have green, which is basically eco. And then you have a few others here that you can go into, and it mainly just changes the diagram. So basically what your mood is for the day that you want to go into. Timeless is a really neat look, just giving it more of an old school design. And then the last one there is balance. So you will notice a throttle response difference, which is neat to see. Now to the left of that, we have the gear selector. So push it up for reverse. So you have the backup camera with a top-down view. You have some automatic settings. You also have some presets. And then if you go across the top, you can get into some more settings, including the 3D view, where you can look around the entire vehicle. There's also the last one for car wash, or another top-down view that you can use. And then when you go into drive, you can push on the camera button again, and that's how you can pull up the forward-facing camera if you need to do that separately. There's also sport mode and then park on the left side. Now, if you push on this lower left button, this is how you can get into driver assistance and then drivetrain and chassis, so you can go through some of that information. There's also hazards along with defrosters. You get wireless charging with a strap here to hold your phone along with this area here. You have 2 cup holders with a little bit of storage. Pull on this tab where you have storage in the center. You have auxiliaries with more storage, and then a fixed armrest right in the middle. And then there's plenty of storage in the glove box. There's also the rear view mirror, touch sensitive dome lights, and then this is the actual control to go ahead and put up and down the top if you're not using the key fob. So pretty easy to do that. And then here's a look at visibility. You have a little bit of a pillar right there, but the windows are very large. And of course you have your side mirrors to help you out. And then not having a pillar here gives you plenty of visibility over that left side too. And then with the convertible here, let's go ahead and put it down by using this button right here. So like I think I mentioned earlier, you have first step here where you can open up the sunroof basically within the convertible. I think that's a really cool design. You don't see that really ever in a soft top convertible where you have almost like you're in a Jeep with that front end being opened there. So you can have that open, you can have the windows up, you can put all 4 windows down with the push of one button. So we have this step right here, or you can go the next step and put the entire top down. Now there is a speed limit warning or limit on this. I believe it's about 15 miles an hour or so, but it's nice that you can at least still move while you are activating the top, and then it will tell you when it is locked in and you're ready to go. So as you would expect with the top down, you're just going to have that nice breeze. It's not the best weather for the top down, of course, today, but even with the windows up, you can kind of control that cross breeze just to give yourself a little bit more peace, just depending on what you want for the day. So you have a few different configurations with the top, of course. But that is going to wrap it up for this 2025 Mini Cooper John Cooper Works convertible. Once again, a huge shout out to Hendrick Mini for providing this for me today. Take a look at their website, give this video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.